Do your kids refuse vegetables no matter what you do? Just the other day, my 7-year-old surprised me by asking for bitter gourd and brinjal, and that's when I realized that all little strategies I've been doing actually work. If you've been struggling with your kid who is a picky eater, you're not alone. And today, I want to share what really worked for me as a mom. Welcome to Beyond Words with Indu, a space for parenting, self care, and supporting every child, including those with special needs. I am Indu, speech therapist, feeding therapist, certified parenting coach, and mom of two. Today, in episode 5 of our Mealtime series, I'll share real life tips from my own journey as a mother of two daughters who are now 11 and 7-year-old. If you have been following our series, you know we have already explored picky eating, breaking the power struggle, why force feeding backfires, the screen time eating solutions. If you missed any of these, I recommend catching up after this. About our early food journey, I've started solids for both my kids around 6 months, continuing breastfeeding until they were about 1.5 years. What made a real difference was how intentionally I introduced foods. I exposed them to a wide variety of foods before they turned 1. Whenever I introduced something new, I offered it for 3 consecutive days to check for allergies. I gradually moved from smooth purees to thicker textures, then to chewable foods, helping their oral motor control develop naturally. I didn't delay self-feeding. Before 1 year, they were already enjoying finger foods on their own. Everything was homemade, no ready-made packs. I sprouted, soaked, and ground foods myself. Cooked every food, introduced cooked and raw veggies and fruits. It was more work, but I wanted a strong foundation for my kids' health. About family food culture and modeling, I also made it a point to eat healthy myself. Kids learn by observing, not just listening. From early on, I named fruits and vegetables and all the food items so that they could ask for them even if they were not in front of them. I kept variety in our meals, involved them in cooking, showing raw veggies, then the cooked dish. At least one meal a day, we all sat together in spite of our busy schedule as a mother and as a professional. That became our bonding time, talking about the food and its benefits. You may not believe this, even neem leaves, yes, bitter neem leaves. We chewed them together a month back when we were at our native place, and it's not just neem. We regularly include jeera water, tulsi, basil leaves, aloe vera, then kadukai that we say in Tamil, and other traditional herbs. Because my kids have grown up used to these, they enjoy them naturally. It's part of their daily routine and they don't see it as a chore. For my kids, healthy is something joyful because they've been seeing me enjoying all these too. About everyday staples and conscious habits, one thing I always focus on is the healthy staples we keep at home. Almost every day, there's curd or buttermilk, bananas, roasted peanuts, and eggs. Protein first, then veggies and fruits, healthy fats and carbs after that. I remember my elder daughter once saying, "Amma, I already had nuts. My protein intake is fine for now," when I insisted her to take egg. Moments like these make me proud. Mindful eating begins with awareness. Packaged foods are rare, and if we choose any, I have them read the labels. No artificial colors, minimal unnecessary ingredients. Parenting is about being conscious and consistent. About the traditional foods and cultural practices, we also include traditional foods like the porridge, ragi preparations, fermented food. These are rich in probiotics, and surprisingly, my kids enjoy them more than any fancy recipes. Even while traveling, we carry some food. It doesn't mean we don't eat outside at all. We do eat, but this is to avoid unhealthy shortcut if at all we are super hungry. These practice works so well. About handling foods kids don't like, not everything is loved. Some greens, for instance, our rule: eat the greens first and then enjoy the rest. My younger daughter naturally picked this up herself. Sometimes kids learn more by observing than being told. I follow the same strategy too. In conclusion, these are the real Mealtime strategies that worked for my family: starting solids early, homemade meals, teaching kids about nutrition, involving them in cooking, including the traditional food and herbs, and handling foods we don't love positively. Parenting and feeding are surely about conscious, consistent, and joyful. And all these small steps add up. If this inspired you, don't forget to subscribe and follow along. This is episode 5, and in the next episode, we will be talking about why kids crave junk food and what it says about their brain and gut. Let's raise a generation of healthy, happy kids inside and out and make mealtimes joyful again.